All right, now we are recording. Good to go. Okay, let's do it. So let's look at the mind and the paradigms, all right? Because before we get into the law of attraction, you must understand the basics. The law of attraction, a lot of people, especially from The Secret, they think that the law of attraction or manifestation is a primary law. It's really not. It's actually a secondary law. The primary law is called the law of vibration. So let's look about the mind. Where's my mouse at? What the heck is going on? Let's move this out of the way.
This is my favorite doctor in the whole wide world, by the way, guys. Dr. Thurman. He was an OG.
Yo, my screen is, I can't see my mouse, and this thing's weird right now.
Well, every time you click, it's going.
Yeah, hold on. Let me start this over. I guess I don't have a mouse when I go into movie mode. Okay, this is good enough. All right, you guys can see this now, right? Mina, good to go?
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the mind and let's look at your paradigm. So in 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health. And he stated the mind is an activity. The mind is an activity. The mind is not your brain. Your mind is in your heart. Everybody put your hand on your heart right now. Your heart is beating. Why? Your mind. Your mind is moving that. Your subconscious mind is moving that without you physically knowing it or consciously knowing it. So the mind is an activity. The body is the physical manifestation of that movement. So he stated that the mind is an activity, not a thing. No one has ever seen the mind, nor will they ever see the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion in your life, we have to create an image that we can work with. All right, so you guys have seen this before. Let's talk about the stick figure. This changed my life. This really did change my life when I saw it. So let's talk about it. So let the bigger circle here, let it represent your mind. Let the bottom circle at the bottom here, let it represent your body. You notice how the bigger circle is much bigger than the body. Why? Because the body is the physical manifestation of the mind. The mind is the power. The body is the secondary. So we have two parts of the mind. We have our conscious mind. We have our subconscious mind. And then we have the body. This is the most valuable idea that I've ever learned. This comes from Bob Proctor. And if Uncle Bobby P says it, shit, I'm a student. Whatever Uncle Bobby P says, I'm going to run it. So let's break this down. Let's talk about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body in more detail. Thinking mind, the conscious mind. That's the mind you're using to listen to me right now. It's the mind you're using. It's the mind that you used to go to school with. It's your thinking mind. It's your educated mind. It's your intellectual mind. Now, guys, drop it in the chat right now. What percent of your results is controlled by your thinking mind, your educated mind, your intellectual mind? Drop it in the chat. For some reason, I can't see my mouse, so I'm not going to be able to look at the chat. I don't know what the heck's going on. I guess it just is what it is, right? So the emotional mind is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind controls 96% of your results. Thinking mind, emotional mind. So in your thinking mind, you have the ability to choose. You have the ability to accept or reject anything that comes across you into your consciousness. You can literally say, DeAndre, everything you're saying over the next 30 minutes is bullshit. Where is that part of your mind? You can accept or reject because of your conscious mind. You have the ability to originate ideas. But now let's talk about the one that controls your results, the one that controls your income, the one that controls your team growth, the one that controls how you feel about yourself, the one that controls your relationships. I haven't even got into relationships yet. I'm not really a relationships coach, but you can talk about this. Some people attract the same kind of partners over and over and over again. They just have a different name, but it's the same habits because that's just what they like. That's what they're attracting. So the subconscious mind, it must accept anything that's impressed upon it. It must. It cannot reject. If you tell yourself that you are a millionaire and you believe it in your subconscious mind will accept it. The thing that controls 96% of your results will accept what you impress upon it. My question to you is, what are you impressing upon it? Are you impressing lack, limitations, grief, envy, distractions? What are you impressing on that? It cannot determine the difference between what is real and that which is imagined. You can tap into your subconscious mind by simply visualizing. And we talk about this over and over again on a lot of these calls here. The conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the body. So this is you today. Okay, this is you today. I'm trying to move this thing out of my screen. Okay, so what's going on right now? This is more relevant than anything. Is everybody in the world is trying to impress their ideas onto you. You know, a lot of people like to say, oh, I don't like sales. I don't like sales. You're in sales every hour of the day. You either somebody's selling you or you're selling them. They're selling you their ideas. Go turn on the news and they're selling you the ideas of a dim, sad, dark, destructive world. Then you can go on a call like Neno, and then he's talking about positivity, love, and gratitude. Both of them are trying to sell you ideas. Which ones are you going to accept? You see the radio, other people, TV. They're impressing these ideas into your conscious mind. So you can accept or reject that. Because you have something called reason. You see, we have different faculties of the mind. Reason, will, intuition, perception. These are different faculties of the mind. Your reasoning mind, your thinking mind can say, screw that, I don't want that in my life. You can think. Your reason mind is your thinking mind. So this is you today. You're 22 years old, 25 years old, 27 years old, 30 years old, and you're trying to go out in business for the first time, and you wonder why your habits and things aren't working for you. You thought you were like, holy shit, I love this opportunity. Everybody should do this. And then you go talk to your brother, and your brother's like, bro, that's a scam. That's a pyramid. That's an MLM. What are you talking about, bro? You're in one of those things? You see, within your subconscious mind, you have something called a paradigm. Your thinking mind is like the barrier. It's the father. It's the protector of your subconscious mind. It's the protector of that paradigm. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a multitude of habits. A paradigm is fixed ideas in your subconscious mind that were placed in your mind, most likely by other people, your family, your friends, the environment you were in. As you start gaining awareness, that's why you hop on these Bob Proctor coaching calls, is because we're changing your paradigm by bringing awareness to the ideas that are fixed in your mind. How do you change those fixed ideas? You got to uproot them and plant in a new one. So let's talk about you as an infant. You're here you are, you're 20, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're trying to get your business, you're trying to get a 6-figure income, you're busting your ass and shit's not working for you. And you're making all the changes, reading all the books, doing all the seminars, getting on 100 calls a week, and things aren't really working for you. Or you are doing well and you want to do it faster. A lot of the times I give a lot of credit to the people that are just getting started, but we also have people in this call that are kicking ass and they want to do it faster, more efficiently, more effectively. Either one, you can fix that. So here's you as an infant. There's one thing missing when you're an infant. It's your thinking mind. When you were born, when we all came into this world, we were missing our consciousness. I don't know the direct exact science behind it, but I think our consciousness came between the age of 3 to 7 years old. Maybe we can do research and like actually find out the numbers. But I think between the age of 3 and 7 years old is when your consciousness is actually formed. Or actually maybe even, I think like maybe 3 to 5 or something like that. When you can start rejecting ideas. But when you first come in the first 2-3 years of your life, anything is religion. Everything that's told to you is fact. It's facts. It's fact. And it sinks into your subconscious mind. And here's all the bullshit. For most of us, for 99% of us, 95% of us, it was a lot of bullshit. A lot of us didn't get born into a family that gave us these beautiful ideas of success and growth. You know, like I love my grandparents and I know they love me. They want the best for me. But every time I try to do something, they try to pull me back. saying it's not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't risk it. Go back to college. Don't do it. Don't do it. What if this fails? You got to pay taxes. Like, grandma, yes, I know I got to pay taxes on the money. That's just how life works, okay? Yes, grandma, can I share with you a win? Grandma, can I share with you one of my best income months? Can we appreciate this together? I told you, grandma, for 5 years I was going to do this. Can we celebrate this together and not talk about the taxes I owe on the freaking money, grandma? Come on. Like, you get what I'm saying here? Like, there's people, they love us, but they're just impressing things onto us that we really don't want in our life. And here you are. Your self-image was formed as a child, as an infant, right here. All these ideas were just plopped right into you, and your self-image was born. Remember, I told you there's 3 foundations to success in business as I start to develop myself more. Understanding the paradigm, the self-image, and internal state. Those are the 3 parts that you have to understand. The paradigm, self-image, and internal state. Your self-image, the image that you have of yourself right now, is from somebody else. You see, what is Bob Proctor teaching us is how to change that self-image. Because it was formed as a child. That paradigm was formed as a child. Who was a fat kid? You don't have to say it, but who was a fat kid growing up? I was a chubby kid in middle school, in elementary school. I was always the fat kid. Who was the fat? Where are my fat kids at? We done glowed up a bit, right? But check this out. Now that I'm growing in my awareness, I might have been like a little chunky as like a baby and stuff. But here's what happened. My grandparents gave me the nickname because my grandma's Hispanic, and so we all have nicknames in Hispanic culture. They named me Sapo, which means toad in Spanish, because I was always a fat kid. So I was always called the fat kid at the family parties, even though maybe I wasn't fat. But guess what? I started to believe I was a fat kid. So all the way until I think freshman year or sophomore year, I was a fat kid. I believed it. It wasn't my idea. It was impressed upon me. Now that I became consciousness, I don't accept that, and I maintain a great weight. But that's an example of one idea, one physical idea. How many thousands of ideas do you have in you that are not physical, that are holding you back from growing your business? School gave us valuable knowledge. However, school never taught us how to alter the paradigm. 1 second here. Let me go live on Instagram. I always forget sometimes. Actually, I don't forget. I'm always remembering to go live on Instagram. However, school never taught us how to alter our paradigms. Therefore, dang, this thing is stuck in my screen. I can't see my mouse and it's stuck on my screen. Oh, here we go. Okay, therefore, sorry, I can't even read it, so I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to move. There we go. Now I moved it. This thing covering my screen the whole time. Okay, so therefore, we frequently do not do what we already know what to do, because school taught us all the knowledge, but we frequently do not do what we know we should be doing. Drop a 7 in the chat, guys. Like I said, this is an honest call. I'm not your coach. I'm your big brother. Drop a 7 in the chat. If right before this call, you knew you were supposed to be doing something, but your ass wasn't doing it. Your ass wasn't doing it. You were on Instagram. You're like, oh, let me get prepped up for the call. You were like bullshitting when you knew you're supposed to be doing something, whether it was calling somebody, messaging somebody, whatever it was. You know you're supposed to be doing something, but you weren't doing it. You're bullshitting yourself. Guys, that was me too. Don't worry. Why is that? You see, that's the things that are holding us back. Is not a strategy. So superior knowledge, inferior results. It causes confusion. You have a lot of knowledge. You got a lot of knowledge, but your results are inferior. They're not where you want it to be. They're not where you want it to be. Because right there in your consciousness, you got all the knowledge. You got all the calls. You got 200, notebooks full of pages. Who are my note takers? Who's got like 7 notebooks right now full of information?
Me.
Right, we have the knowledge. Like I think I got like 5 notebooks right here, but yet, I mean, my results are good, but they're nowhere where I want them to be. Because it's the paradigm that controls the results. You see this out here. We have all the books in the consciousness, then we have the paradigm. But look at where's the results coming from? Is it the educated or is it coming? You see the arrow, the paradigm. The fixed ideas that were planted in us as a child, as an adolescent, that are controlling our results. And until you change that paradigm, fam, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change until you plant the new paradigm. When you plant that new paradigm, that's when things are gonna begin to move in your life. All right. Y'all liking this or what? This is a little bit different, right? Drop a one in the chat if y'all liking this right now. Y'all liking this? Is a little bit different. Like you guys notice how the Bob Proctor calls are always different. Like I'm always trying to expand. Like how can I make it a better experience? How can we try this out? Let's try this out. Let's try this out. Like let's do different things, right? All right. So let's get in, now that we have an understanding of where we're coming from. Let's get into the law of attraction. Let's get into the basis of the vibration. Make a decision. I always make people make a decision. I make a decision. You see, the lack of decision is what's holding a lot of us back. Right now, you're making a decision if you want to work with a person. You're making a decision if you want to buy that car, buy that apartment. You're making a decision where you want to eat for lunch. Right now, some of you are right now, as we speak, you're not even present. Some of you are not present because you're making, your mind is filled with something else right now because you haven't made a decision. What you're going to eat, where you're supposed to go, where you're going to drive, who you're going to talk to. Right? Let me deactivate that. It's this lack of decision-making that ends up eating away at us after a while. So let's talk about the law of attraction, guys. Let's talk about the law of attraction here. So let these lines represent different levels of vibration. You must understand the law of vibration. The law of vibration says that everything moves, nothing rests. Everything moves. Everybody hold the paper in your hand. Everybody have your notebook, right? Grab your notebook. I want you to hold this notebook, right? Everybody got their notebook, right? I want you to realize that this right here, this notebook has a vibration, right? If you look under a microscope, you will look at the electrons and all the protons and neutrons and all that kind of stuff. You'll see it moving. It is moving. Everybody understands that. That movement forms a vibration. Why do we call this paper? Because of the vibration that it's in. At one time, it was called a tree because of the vibration that it was in. Same matter, different vibration. So when you get to understanding these vibrations, you will get to understand that everything is connected. We are all connected. We're all connected as humans to each other. We're connected to our environment. We're connected to the earth. We're all connected. And the more I dive into the spirituality, the more I realize this. The levels of vibration are often referred to as frequencies. Okay, like for right now, if I was to call Mina right now, guess what? If I go on my phone right now and I tap the name Mina and I call it, guess what? Only Mina is gonna get a phone call. Why? Because that is her specific frequency, only hers. Or I can call my grandma. I call Gram. So if I call Gram, only Gram's gonna get her phone ringing. Why is that happening? Because that's her frequency. There is different, every idea that you have forms a frequency, infinite amount of frequencies. So here we are, we think in frequencies. Remember we talked about the concept of the paradigm? Remember that paradigm, the paradigm, it forms a vibration. The images and the emotions that you hold in your paradigm, remember we talked about it, forms a vibration. That vibration is on a frequency. So here you are, you're thinking a thought. You'll notice a person that earns $50,000 a year does not think the same thoughts of a person that earns $50,000 a month. Quite frankly, the person earning $50,000 a year doesn't even think or dream about earning $50,000 a month. They're happy to earn an extra 3% raise at the end of the year. And so it's your habitual thinking patterns that form a frequency. And that frequency and all those thoughts combined over 20, 30 years of your life have formed the results that you're in right now. I want you to ask yourself, are you happy with your results right now? Are you happy with your results? Are you happy with where you live, your income, your relationships, the school your kids go to. And then here we are. We join a company. We join network marketing. We watch some motivational videos. We go to a seminar. We go to an event. We get pumped up. We get excited. We're like, I can do anything. Because that's the spiritual perfection within you wanting to be expressed. But guess what? You lack awareness. You lack awareness. And this is what happens when you lack awareness. Somebody say something. This is what happens when you lack awareness. You get excited. You join your company. You're going to hit SED. You're going to hit chairman. Man, everybody better get out the way. Everybody's getting recruited. Who is that person? Everybody's getting recruited. Everybody's joining my team. Everybody's going down. Everybody's joining this vision. That was me when I was 19 years old. Man, if you talk to me about it, I was recruiting my pastor. Everybody's going down. That was me. I set a goal. I was excited. I made a decision. I'm going to do this. You make a decision. You're going to do it, right? You're tired of being broke. You're tired of shit not working out for you. You're tired of busting your ass. You want to use whatever it is. You make a decision. But guess what? Lack of awareness. Drop it in the chat right now. Drop it in the chat right now. Lack of awareness is just put lack of awareness. Understand that lack of awareness is the root cause of your distress in your life. Lack of awareness is the root cause of your financial distress. That's what's going on right now. So here you are. You make a decision. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And then you look at your environment and it's not working. It's not working. You know, what do you mean? I called all my friends and nobody wanted to join me. Wait. I sent out 200 DMs this month and nobody started with me. You know what? My job's, at my job, I don't really got to do that, and I make $4,000 a month. Pretty good, I mean, I got benefits and, you know what? They had a lot of followers. That's what it was. She had a lot of followers. That's why she's winning. You know why? Because she's good on camera. She's good on camera. That's why she's winning. He has more time. You know what? He's a better trader. He's better at, he has more time than me. That's what it is. I have kids. He has more time than me.
Did they answer in the group chat?
Right? You make a decision based on excitement, but your lack of awareness, you allow the outside environment to control how you feel, and you retract your decision. But you don't consciously say, you know what? I don't decide. Hey, Mina, can you mute yourself? Thank you. You don't consciously say, I don't want to do this decision anymore. You'll start to justify like, oh, I don't need to get on that call anymore. I don't need to go to that meeting anymore. You know that Bob Proctor call, I don't want to get on that call anymore. Like, I already know what's going on. It is what it is. You start to justify in the best way possible. And guess what? That retraction, that justification over and over again. You've done it before and your goals fade. How many of you have set goals? You were so excited about it. You went out there, you set the goal, and then 2 weeks later, it fades away. It fades away. Why is that? It's because your lack of awareness. You're trying to change the outside world, not the inside world. Your mind and thoughts are down here on this frequency at the bottom when your goal is at the top frequency. How does the law of attraction work? Get on the frequency of your goal. Act as if you have it. Your mind and thoughts must be focused on the same frequency as your wants. Somebody say something. Let me repeat that for you if y'all didn't hear that. Your mind and thoughts must be focused on the same frequency as your wants. You have to get in alignment with what you want. Guys, we don't teach strategy. We teach getting in alignment with the laws of the universe so you can attract your goals. If you want to bust your ass to the top, go ahead. There's a line out the door with other people wanting to join you. But if you want to slide through life, life is supposed to be easy. Your relationships are supposed to be loving. Your team is supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow as a leader. Your income is supposed to grow. Right here in the article that I've been studying with Bob, my mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. Expansion and fuller expression. What is God? God is expansion and fuller expression. We come from God. That means you are made for expansion and fuller expression. So why are you going to go out there and try to figure it out on your own? When I met Uncle Bobby P, I said, Uncle Bobby P, I have $200 in my bank account. Uncle Bobby P, I have 2 credit cards in collection. My credit score is 500. Uncle Bobby P, I'm sleeping in my car. Uncle Bobby P, when I'm done with this event, I'm going back to my grandparents' couch. Uncle Bobby P, I don't have a business. Uncle Bobby P, I've been struggling for 5 years. Can you help me? Can you help me? He said, DeAndre, yes, you can. Let me bring awareness. Let me bring the light. I said, teach me. Teach me, Uncle. Teach me, Uncle Bobby P. And I ran it. And when I ran it, shit changed after that. Somebody say something. Y'all want the same results? Y'all got to be humble.
Somebody say something.
Somebody say something. I don't know who that is, but somebody say something for real. You got to get in alignment. Make a committed decision. What is a committed decision? You are there. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm an SED. I am so happy and grateful. Why is it that when we vibe check, when I vibe check your asses, vibe check with it. Where's your gold card? Where's your gold card at? Vibe check it. Vibe check. Why is it when I vibe check your asses, I'm saying I'm so happy and grateful? You say it, you have it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm drop it in the chat. What are you? Declare right now. Declare right now. Somebody say something in that chat. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. I come from the great I am, therefore I am. Committed decision. You get out there. You start thinking thoughts of a person. You start thinking thoughts of the person that you are. I am the Alex Morton for Bob Proctor. I am a person that earns $1 million a month. I am that person, so what should I do now? I am a 6-figure earner. I am a builder. I am a leader. What are you? Start thinking like that person and acting like them now. Think and act like the person you want to become. Think and act like the person you want to become. And watch how stuff starts to change in your life. Y'all want to know what the law of attraction is? I just showed it to you. Y'all want to know about the law of attraction? Y'all think it's the secret? The secret is good. The secret is cookie cutter. Even Bob says that. It's like the secret is good, but it's misleading. The secret is cookie cutter. Y'all want to know the shit that's real? I just showed it to you right now. Get on the frequency of the goals that you want by thinking the thoughts of the person that you are at that point and start moving like them. Start talking like them. Start acting like them. Go get that dream car. Go get that dream apartment. Go get a custom-made suit. Go get those heels that you want. Go get that bag. Go, whatever it is that you are, become that person and start moving like them. Want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. Want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. Many people make a decision based on their income. Many people make a decision based on their bank account. Many people make a decision based on how many followers they have. They make a decision based on somebody else's opinion. All of that is false. All of that is bullshit. Simply wanting it is the only prerequisite for making a decision. Want is the only prerequisite. When you want it, you have it. When you simply wanting something, it is yours. If you can create the want and the desire, it can be yours. It is yours in the spiritual world. You just got to get on the frequency of that goal. That is why successful people make decisions fast. That's why for those of you that had a strategy session with me or will have a strategy session, I always say make a decision. It's either yes or no. It's okay to say yes. It's okay to say no. Stop fucking around. Make a decision. It's the decisions that are holding you back. Make it a habit to make decisions. They know what they want. Go to the top leader in your company and guess what? They know what they want. Go to the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. They know what they want. They know what they want for the company. Go to your neighbor, the one that's telling you that it's a scam. Ask him what he wants, and he's going to tell you who wants to be happy. Like, what the hell does that even mean? They don't know what they want. When you declare that I am and what you want, and you get on the frequency of it, your life will change so fast, it'll make your head spin. Uncle Bobby P said, when I took the program, Thinking into Results. By the way, if you're one of my clients, I have a lot of clients. I'm dropping one in the chat if you're one of my clients, if you're in the program. I know a lot of you are on this call right now. Look at this. They give me all the time, but yet they're still learning. They're still growing. I love you. That's why they're my clients, because they're freaking growing. But check this out, guys. Uncle Bobby P said this. DeAndre, this is back in February. DeAndre, if you study this program, Thinking into Results, at the end of the 6 months, you'll need a telescope to look back at where you are. You'll need a telescope. And guess what, guys? Man, it only took me 60 to 90 days, and I need a telescope. I don't even recognize my life anymore. I'm so happy and grateful for all my clients. I'm so happy and grateful for God. I'm so happy and grateful for the relationships, Mina, Neno, Jason, Christy, my clients, Katie. I'm so happy and grateful for the 140 of you on this call. I'm so happy and grateful for people live streaming, watching on Facebook right now. I'm so happy and grateful for the people on Instagram watching me right now. It's crazy how shit just changed from sleeping in a whip to where we're at now. Guys, get on that frequency and things will begin to change for you. Y'all like that or what? How was that, guys? Yo, I'm loving it. Yo, Mina, you here? So guys, that was the concepts. Now Mina's gonna take over right now, and she's gonna talk about the actual application of what we just talked about. Yes, DeAndre, yes, the frequency and the line, the law of attraction, Bob Proctor. Now what do I do? Mina is gonna show you exactly what to do. Mina, my friend, go ahead and take over.
Thank you. I mean, I feel like that was so much information, guys, and I promise you that the more you learn this, the more you start adapting to it, you're going to start to see that people tell you to live based off of what you see, based off of what you taste, hear, smell, touch, feel, everything. And I'm here to tell you that that's complete BS. I'm here to, guys, please go over there. Si quieren hablar, ven para allá, please. Thank you. Sorry, guys. But if you guys, yeah, right. If you guys want to get to a higher frequency, I just want to let you guys know that the same way we talked about it, all of these levels of frequency are the exact same and they're all connected to each other. Meaning, if you guys are down here and you're looking at that level of frequency and you're like, I want to go there, I need you guys to understand that there is a place. It's not like some imaginary reality. It's not something that you think is a dream, even though it's like the furthest thing away from your wildest imagination. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. We're going to teach you how to get there. And it's very, very simple. And once I start telling you guys this, I need you guys to do it every single day. And it's called the basis of imagination. Okay, you need to start living in an imaginative role. Me están matando. Veten a mi cuarto, please. Sorry, guy. I'm like, just because you moved to the living room does not mean you're talking less loud. Like, you know me, I always have the assistant, the nanny, the this, the clean, it's everybody.
I was like going through the participant, like, who's talking right now? I'm trying to mute people. I'm like, wait, that's you.
So go back to basics. Really go back to basics. I want to let you guys know that we are the only creatures in this world that have the ability to imagine. Everything else on this world, like an alligator, a dog, a cat, a bat, you name it, they live based off of instincts, right? And instincts are perfect. Like you're hungry, you eat. A lion is hungry, it's gonna prey. When a bear needs to hibernate, it hibernates. Like they work based off of instincts. We're the only people that, I mean, even if you know the little bits of the Bible, because I'm just starting to read it now, you know that God has given us choice. Like it says it over and over and over again. We have the choice. We have the choice. We have the choice. What does that mean? That we can live in a different frequency and climb up the scale. Like an alligator will forever be an alligator. Like no matter how hard it lives, how hard it swims, how hard it climbs, like that is the only thing that it's going to be, right? You plant a tree in this world, that tree is going to try and grow as big as it can. Why? Because nature is absolutely perfect. We are here to create, right? How do you create? looking backwards. You can't. Steve Jobs even said it. You cannot create your future because you can only connect the dots looking backwards. You can't connect the dots looking forward. There is absolutely no way in hell that you can connect dots trying to draw your future. You can connect the dots based off of what you've done already. So what does that mean? That means that you need to have faith, and you need to know that you can do this, that it will happen, that if you imagine, that if you live in that wish fulfilled. See, here's the thing, guys. You need to connect that state of being with a belief. Meaning you need to believe that you can actually go to that frequency, which is why I started saying that you need to believe that you're here and that's over there. That's where you want to go. But that there is a thing. It's a place. It is reachable. You can grab it. How are you going to grab it? By raising your vibration, by raising your level of frequency. How do you do that? By living in the wish fulfilled. How do you do that? You imagine. You visualize. You close your eyes and you see yourself closing that client. You close your eyes and you see yourself walking into that new house. You close your eyes and I see myself picking up DeAndre from the airport. I see us hopping on a flight. I see us on top of a stage, and that gets me happy. That gets me ready. That gets me, going. You have to connect with a belief and a state of being. Once those things connect with each other, there is like a bungee cord that's going to shoot you up to a higher frequency. And when you're there, you're going to begin adapting. Two things are going to happen. You're either A, going to begin to adapt, or B, you're going to fall back down. Okay. And that's why when we tell you, when you get to that high frequency and you're feeling good and you just signed somebody up and you're feeling great and you're feeling happy, but the next day somebody leaves your team and boom, automatically you feel bad again. You can't allow that to happen because you're trying to connect dots for the future that are not there. You need to live in an imaginative world, in a creative state of mind. We're either creating or we're disintegrating. So I hate to break it to you, but if you're not trying to imagine your future, you are planning your destruction. If you are not living every single day planting the seeds and trying to imagine and visualizing and taking the time to meditate on the future life that you are attracting, then you are actively you're actively destroying your life, wherever it is that you stand right now. You're either disintegrating or you're in creation. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. DeAndre said it in the beginning, like, this is paper. Why? Because it's in a frequency. Water is water until you boil it up and then it becomes steam. It's in a higher frequency. And then you freeze it and it becomes ice. But it's still the same thing. Why? Because energy cannot be destroyed. You cannot change your being. Your being is always going to want you to expand. So let that thought process flow freely through you. And begin to understand that there are laws to this universe. And one of them is learning how to use your higher faculties: will, imagination, intuition. Intuition is just the God speaking within you, guys. You know that, right? Like when you pray, you're speaking to God. Intuition is God speaking to you. Okay? And the God speaking to you inside of you is always going to have your back. Always going to have your back. Do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt the God that is within you. You shall not fail. The only way you fail is if you don't trust in him and you don't step out. How many times have you heard this? Like, step out into the ocean waters. Even if you feel like you might drown, step out. I got you. But how many of us really step out? When was the last time you changed your habit? When was the last time you made a committed decision and stuck to it? Because I could tell you guys right now, it takes 60 seconds to visualize every single day. Do you do it? Will you do it tomorrow? You wake up, me and DeAndre study, we meditate, I pray, And then I literally sit down for probably 2 to 5 minutes. And I get really, really, really happy at what's to come. And then I start my day. But I'm always like, I cannot believe that this is my life. I cannot believe that I'm buying $1 million house. I cannot believe that I have 2,000 girls in my, like, I cannot, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I deserve it. I work for it. It's mine. It's done. It is a done deal. And when you, that's how, that right there, what you're doing is raising your frequency. Now you're going to tap into a different level. It's like the ether. For us, it's the ether because we've never been able to tap into it yet. Well, why is it that birds of a feather flock together? Why? Because chickens only walk. You can't have an eagle trying to fly. Like, you can't have eagles flying with chickens. Chickens don't fly. Okay, and don't expect to speak to this about, like, speak about this to other people and have them understand you. You're an eagle. You're right. And now you guys are all in the moment of expanding your wings. Don't expect somebody else to understand. It's not up to them to understand. It's not up to anybody else to live in your mind but you. It is not up for anybody else to see your imagination. It is not up for anybody else to see the life that you want to live. It's up to you. How do you expect somebody to tap into a world you can't tap into? It's there. Remember where you want, it's there. You're here, it's there. It's a place. It's a place. Will you meditate? Will you journal? Will you visualize? Will you start to imagine? Will you live from the inside out versus the outside in? Will you allow what you see to determine how you feel? Will you allow what you hear to determine your next move? Because I promise you, if you do, you're another robot in this game, my friend. You're letting people program you. We already are dealing with our own bad programming, and you're just letting society continue to program your life. Because I get it. From the time we're born to the time we're 10, we can't really decide. But we're all big folks on this call. Everybody on this call is 18 and over, correct? So if you're still allowing society to determine how you feel, to determine how you act, to put a price stamp on how much your hour is worth, I hate to break it to you, bud. You're just another robot. Don't expect to get anything but machine results. You're going to get the results that everybody else is getting because you're doing what everybody else is doing. We're teaching you the things that people call weird and the things that people don't do. And like, people don't like to read and people don't like to research unless it's researching your ex-boyfriend, right? Or researching that girl you want to bring over your house. But when we tell you, go ahead and research for 1 year to 2 years and learn about yourself and realize why it is that maybe you're reacting versus responding. Everybody's like, nah, nah. Guys, it's scary and it's a process that lasts forever. But I promise you, if you begin to imagine and if you begin to visualize at least for 5 to 10 minutes a day, your life will seriously change. And even if you start feeling down very, very quickly, go into gratitude, go into love. It takes 2 seconds to park up your car. I've done it where I felt really, really bad and I went into like an anxiety mode and I pulled over my car and I'm like, 5 minutes, I need 5 minutes. And I just close my eyes and I go into my dream world where I'm literally picking up my whip and I'm going to like the jet that I clearly do not have. And I'm like calling my girls, planning the yacht party that I do not own. And I'm just like, yo, it's all worth it. Like when I get there, I know this is going to be worth it. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Shake it off. Like, this ain't nothing that I can't handle. If Jesus can handle being crucified by his own people, this ain't nothing. This is nothing. It's right there. Everything is right there. The only difference between here and there is the T, and that's time. So are you going to put in the time? Are you going to put in the time to develop yourself and be a better person and learn about yourself? So with that being said, guys, just really, really look into visualization and imagination. I know it sounds corny, but Oprah will tell you she did it. The best NFL players in the world will tell you they did it. Michael Jackson said that they did it. Even, what's his name? The famous golfer says that he's never hit a hole in one without visualizing it happening first. Tiger Woods, exactly. Tiger Woods has never hit a hole in one without visualizing it to happen first. How do you get there? How do you get there? Live in your dream world. And I think that's where I'm going to end it.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. Love that, guys. Love that. Yo, drop a 7 in the chat. If this was fire, drop a 7 in the chat. While you guys are at it, drop a heart emoji for my girl, Mina. Drop a heart. Send her some love. Whatever you send out to the universe comes right back to you guys. All right. So guys, we're going to transition over to, it's at the top of the hour. We're going to transition over to a Q&A. Mina, are you able to stay for the Q&A or you gotta go?
No, I have about like five more minutes.
Okay, perfect. So guys, we're going to have this 5 minutes first for Mina's Q&A. If you have any specific questions for Mina, okay, we'll take 1 or 2 questions. Here's how you're going to ask your question, okay? You're going to click on participants either at the bottom of your phone or at the bottom of your laptop as well. Click on participants. You're going to see to raise your hand, okay? So the first questions here will go to Mina, okay? Also, my man Peter is in the chat right now. If you have any questions about what we do, the program, Bob Proctor, or want a session with me, Peter will be in the chat. He'll be interacting with you guys there. Okay. Okay. I don't know your name. Almad, Dramad. Sorry, I don't know your name. Can you? I just unmuted you. I am. Yes. What's your name?
It's fine. It's Latoya. For those who may not know me, it's Latoya. I just use the I am L Drummond. That's the other Latoya.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Is your question for Amina today?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you for this time right here. This very valuable information. This is the knowledge of the 1% for real. And I took a lot of notes. But real quick, Mina, I'd like to know, what was that moment that clicked in your mind that you are the creator of your own world? What was that moment when you noticed that everything was aligned and it's perfect design just for you to embrace it and to share with others like you did on this call?
Definitely. So I guess, first off, I know you, girl. What's up, Latoya? I always see you on mornings when I just got to say I love you. I appreciate you. You're always there. You're always showing face. I love
Did she freeze?
Yeah. Did she freeze?
I think
There you go. All right, we got you now.
you hear me? Okay. I think the moment that it clicked was when I started to realize just how big how important it is to let go and let God. Like me as Mina, as woman Mina, cannot accomplish what I aspire to accomplish. The God within me acting to and through me can. Absolutely. Mina as a man, I'm just flesh. I'm just flesh, in the same way that I came up on this earth and I go, others are gonna come and go, right? But my job here is to tap into who I'm supposed to be, and I don't know who that person is. Only the God within me knows. So I have to constantly quiet my mind. So like every hour, every day, at least an hour to 2 hours, I don't even listen to Mina. I just listen to like my higher self. Like what would Jesus do? Like I honestly ask myself, like, what would God do when I want to get angry? Like, what would God do? Would he get angry? Would he hold a grudge? Would he show up? Would he join the calls? Would he take the notes? So, and I felt like the second that I let go and let God, like Nana always said, it's like your gut feeling. It's never going to do you wrong. So I just got to the point where I was like, clearly I've been trying to control everything, and do it my way and do it how I want to do it. And it's gotten me nowhere close to where I want to be. So now it's time to just like take the wheel, take the wheel and just kind of guide me where you want me to go. And that's what I've been doing. And I've been doing it for maybe less than a month. And I can't tell you how much it's changed everything. So.
Wow, you're so amazing. Thank you so much for answering that question. I know your hands are wide open, and I'm doing that myself, so I know there's a lot of changes. But thank you so much for this call. I appreciate you. Love you all.
Awesome. Mina, can you take one more question?
Yeah, I'll take one more.
Okay, Mark, I saw you come up next. You guys gonna put your You guys gonna put your names in the things. So what you do is you put your first name and then your IG. So you see mine, it says DeAndre at Miami Patron. Put the first name and then you put the IG, guys. Okay. Go ahead, Mark.
So basically, I've been reading this new book that was suggested to me, How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself. Basically, it explains all of this stuff, like neurology, your brain power, how it actually works, how your body, it kind of controls you more than you actually control your own mind. So because the subconscious mind is connected to the body, right? So it's not really it's kind of a question. So basically, ever since I started reading it, since I started looking into this whole paradigm business, I've been getting deeper into it and noticing a lot more negative things that I do in life, like a lot more of my negative thoughts that pop up into my head. I catch them and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to diminish them, right? How to completely rewire my brain. Like I've been trying to cut off social media, but I need social media to build. I've been trying to, read more, etc. Just rewire my brain, rewire all the things that I consume. But I feel like, it's only been a couple months, but I'm just trying to see some serious growth. Like I want only positivity to pop into my brain. Whenever something negative happens to me, I'm just like, damn, I should be thinking about like God right now and something instead. But just something negative always pops up. I want to figure out how to like rewire that. I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I feel like that is what we all want to happen, right? Like no more negative thoughts, but statistically proven 70% of our thoughts are always going to be negative. Always. Even as you're reprogramming your mind. So it's like if you beg for no demons, then how do you have angels? So it's not about not having the negative thoughts. It's about realizing when you do, like you said, I realize that I'm thinking about something bad and I should be thinking about something good. But remember that, how old are you, bud? You're like, what, 20, in your 20s?
Oh, I gotta unmute him. Yeah, let me unmute him. Go ahead, Mark.
I just turned 20 like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, so keep in mind, you've been programmed for the last 20 years. So even though we want to speed up the process, we can't. Like things take time, paradigms and conditioning. It's conditioning. You have to recondition yourself. And the bigger the goal, the bigger the demons, the more the angels, the more the demons. So you can never just have good without bad. You know what I'm saying? And just because you have negative thoughts doesn't mean that you're not progressing forward. The way that you need to do it is when you do have a negative thought, instead of getting down on yourself for having a negative thought, you just go straight into gratitude or straight into appreciation and love, because those are the two highest forms of frequency. And that's going to get you right out of that funk. And you need to practice that over and over and over again. Like those people who are like complainers and whiners, like you ever met one of those people, it's the same thing. You have to program yourself to not really look at the glass half empty, but the glass half full. Yes, you had a negative thought, but you snapped yourself out of it. You did some gratitude. You sent out 3 love text messages. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, sister. Whatever it is that makes you feel full, that makes your tank feel full, do that. But I'm here to tell you, definitely, there's never going to be a time when you're only going to have positive thoughts. You could be part of the 1%. You could be a millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, have everything that you want in your life. You're still going to have those thoughts, because that's the way the devil works. Like the bigger the goals, the bigger the blessings, the bigger the demons. And we just got to make sure that our programming is consistently going to knock down any negative thought. Like we have to constantly rewire ourselves, and that's done every day. It never gets any easier. It's just every day, every day, every day.
Awesome. I love your growth, Mina.
I appreciate you, bud.
Okay. Let's see. Lower hand. Let's open this one up. Daniel, I just unmuted you.
I'll take one more and then I gotta go.
Yep.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, Hi,
Doing well,
Daniel.
doing well.
Doing good, good, cool. I think my question is, I feel sometimes I get into this plateau where like I know what I'm supposed to be doing and I get inspired and motivated, but I don't take the action that I'm supposed to be, even though we all know like, okay, I know. So what is it that you guys kind of get out of that little funk in order to kind of, I guess, create that momentum and knowing what we're supposed to be doing, but then again, we kind of put that aside.
Right. So what you're talking about is something called the knowing doing gap. And it's obviously why we go to school and we learn how to take tests and we learn how to do so much more than what we actually do, and it doesn't get done. And there's a couple of steps that I could tell you to get out of a funk. I mean, they're very, very basic, like clean your room, make yourself feel good, organize stuff, get a notebook, get some blue pens going, cut out music, start listening to, things that are actually going to feed your brain. But you need to start small when it comes to paradigms, right? Like people often fall back or don't do it because they go from having, no goal to creating this really, really massive, completely maybe unreachable goal. And then they look at it and they psych themselves out and they don't even do it. So how you break that is starting small. Give yourself a realistic goal. Like, okay, for the next 1 week, I'm going to wake up 30 minutes earlier. And then when you've mastered that goal, then you go on to the next, right? You can't bite off more than you can chew. If you do, then you're never going to get the results that you want on every single foundation, right? You're going to probably even build a huge foundation, but maybe the first couple of blocks weren't really shaped. You didn't give it your time and they're a little wobbly. A year, 2 years down from this, then they're all going to fall apart because you were just not making those changes permanent. And that's the whole thing. You need to make permanent changes, and permanency takes small steps and it takes time. So pick 3, like close your eyes, meditate, ask, what is it, Daniel? Ask Daniel what Daniel would be doing if he made, 2 times more than what he makes a month right now. So let's just say, for example, 10K a month. If Daniel was making 10K a month working from home and not having to do anything, would Daniel take the time to maybe get on a meal prep, go to the gym and journal for 20 minutes a day? Okay, yeah, those sound like realistic. Okay, so I'm going to tackle 1 this week. And when I feel good about this one, then I'm going to add another one and I'm going to add another one. And when those are mastered, you move on to the next step. Because at the end of the day, you can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Right? So bite off small chunks, master those and keep going. And also with that being said, even Bob Proctor has us write it in our gratitude notebook where he even says it every day. He's like, I know that perfection is within me. However, every day I look for areas in my life in which I can improve. So you're always going to find those little areas where you need to get better at. But if you try to do them all at once, you're going to get discouraged and you're not going to do shit. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Mina.
I love you guys. I have to go. I'm sorry, but I love you guys so
I
much.
love you, Mina. Talk to you later. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, John, go ahead. What's up, my boy, John Rivera? Man, it's good to see you on this call, man. You transitioned. He transitioned from an Instagram viewer to the whole thing, man. You jumped in, bro. Love it, man.
Well, first off, I put a funny background here because I'm at work, but there was actually one question that I had, bro. Does anyone even know what that is?
No.
Okay, I'll let you know what that is later. But anyways, it's the hyperbolic time chamber. So it's like the chamber in Dragon Ball Z where when they needed to, get to another level expeditiously, they went in there because it stops time. So it's kind of like these calls. So one question I had was, what are 5 things you think of to help you visualize your dream world?
What do you mean? Like my specific, what I'm thinking about? Or like, are you talking about tips or my specific visualizations?
Like what's the quickest way for you to like step into your dream world? Like when you sit here and you need to visualize, like you're having like a moment, you're like, I need to like step into it. Like for me to like step into,
Yeah. I'm not going to do like 5 tips, but I can just tell you what to do. So what you need to do is, if it's physical, go touch it. If it's a car, go test drive it. If it's clothes, go try it on. Like I was trying on Gucci shoes in Miami. I'd walk down to what is that, Design District, trying some Gucci shoes. Be like, oh yeah, these ones are nice, but you know what? I'm actually gonna go to Balenciaga. I like those ones better. My ass is broke as like, you know what? But I would try it on. I would try it on, and now I have a pair. Okay, so it's like go try them on, go test it, go test drive it, go view that house. For example, or if you can't touch it, go online and do some research. Right now, I'm buying a new car and I'm getting a new apartment in Miami. I'm gonna be in Miami in 10 days. I'm excited. It's been a year and a half since I've been in Miami. So right now, I'm looking at my apartment. I'm talking to the realtor. That one's easy. But the biggest thing is I'm looking to get a new car, a GTR, Nissan GTR sports car, or an Audi R8. So what I'm doing right now is I'm talking to the people. I'm looking at what I want to put on the GTR. I went on eBay and put all the different parts. I went online to find so I'm building a list of what I want. So now that I have a visual of what I'm looking at, when I go to my visualization, I can bring up those images. I can remember how it was when I felt those Gucci shoes or touched that car or ran that seminar. For those of you that maybe are not, it's not physical, let's just say you want to be speaking on stages. When I was at the last Bob Proctor event, at the end of the event, I got up on stage. I had one of the guys that was cleaning up take pictures of me speaking as if I was on stage, but yet I was the only one there. So now I have photos in my phone of me on stage. So now I can go to that visual, look at it, and then place it in there. So that's what you want to do is like create it in the physical world, whether you look at it online, go touch it, go taste it, go drive it, whatever. And then when you go do your visualization, it's way more vivid.
Fire.
Got it, man?
Got it. Appreciate it, bro.
Awesome. All right. We'll take Miguel here.
Hello.
My friend,
Okay.
you're always on the calls, bro. I love it.
always learning. Okay, I have a question because yesterday I was thinking, and sometimes I'll read. We are what we think at the most of the time. How can we program our mind to think the goal almost of the time? Because I think sometimes, but other times I don't think about the goal. I know to program the mind is repetition. To program our paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I think about the goals. Sometimes I think about chairman. But another times, I don't think, because I have that paradigm at 23 years old. So how can I change that think?
Do you have your goal card on you?
Yes.
That's your answer. Right
Okay.
there. That's why you have your goal card on you, guys. You have your goal card because we become what we think about. We become what we think about. So if you have your goal card on you, every time I grab from my phone, grab from my pocket, go downstairs, get my keys. Like I always have my hands in my pocket. Whenever I put my hands in my pocket, my goal card is there. And so at the random parts of the day, I'll be putting my shoes on. I'll try to fumble for my phone or whatever. And I go, or I'm changing my pants and I'm like, oh, I got my goal card. And here I am. I'm so happy and grateful now that I track 3 clients per day paid in full.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you just have your goal card. If you guys want a goal card, Peter, if you have that link, if you can drop that in the chat, everybody can get an official goal card from the company and the program that I offer. Most of this stuff, like I said, is in the program that I offer. But yeah, I'll give you guys all a free goal card so you guys can get that, okay? But yeah, simply, bro, you become what you think about. Have a goal card and just meditate on that throughout the day. And this right here, it will solve your problems because I look at this, man, 10, 15, 20, 30 times a day. Okay? Got it. All right, guys. So without further ado, if you guys want to have a one-on-one strategy session with me, go on my Instagram, direct message me. I'll give you one-on-one coaching call. If you guys want to learn more about the program I offer with Bob Proctor, like I said, I'm one of his consultants. If you want to learn any about that stuff, just message me on Instagram or go in the chat. Peter has a lot of that stuff there. Without further ado, I'll see you guys on Friday. So this is what we're talking about on Friday. We're going to be talking about spiritual selling. I think we're on episode, 4 or 5 of spiritual selling. So Bob Proctor is going to be talking about how to be a good salesman so you don't have to push product. You can attract customers. You can attract leads. You can attract a team. So make sure you guys want to be on Friday's call at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure in our group chat so you get that link. Spiritual selling is the best way to sell so you don't feel pushy. Everything's in alignment with the universe, and it's like butter. All right, guys. Message me on Instagram. I'll see you guys next time.